With the summer coming up and the threats of blackouts, cyber attacks, and other attacks on our infrastructure, if you live in a hot climate, you better be thinking of a way to keep cool that doesn't draw a lot of power. That's why today we're taking a look at the AOLOS Swamp Cooler. Alright everybody, welcome back. So today we're taking a look at the AOLOS Swamp Cooler. This thing is really handy and very large, as you can tell on my table here. I wanted to show you this because it draws very minimal power. It works very efficiently and adds humidity and cool to the air in an area where it's a very dry, hot, arid climate. Now remember, these kind of things I tell people right up front when I'm reviewing this. If you live in Florida, in the swampland, this isn't going to work for you. It's just going to make you feel hot and wet and gross, you know? They're not going to do the job. But if you live in a very dry climate like I do here out in the desert, this will actually cool off a large room. This unit is definitely for somebody in a drier climate, okay? All swamp coolers are. As a matter of fact, there are many homes out here in the Nevada desert that are actually completely cooled with swamp coolers. So they do work very well when you're in the right environment. I've had people, and I've showed smaller ones, I've had people come on the channel and complain and, you know, this didn't work for me. It made my room twice as hot. Where do you live? Oh, I live in Florida. Okay, never mind. You know, I mean, you kind of have to take that into account when you're doing videos. Maybe people won't understand that these things are for dry climates. They do work very well in dry climates. This will probably keep me cool all summer out here. And it's very quiet, very efficient, and I'm definitely going to be using it out here to enjoy a cooler, somewhat cooler, workspace for my YouTube and my garage. Using the front of this, you get 70 degrees of vertical and horizontal oscillation. Okay, these little grates here do move side to side. Okay, and you can have them move up and down too. So you'll have the air all the way in every direction flowing, and it will cool down a larger area quicker instead of just one little direct fan blowing in one place. So it definitely helps with that. You've got 2 modes of natural cooling, 3 wind speeds, low, medium, and high, of course. And you've got combined into 6 wind effects. In other words, do you want just these moving? Do you want just these moving? Do you want both? Do you want them moving one side then the other? There's a ton of different effects on this that will actually do it really well for you. Another nice thing about this is this can run off-grid. So if you have a power outage going on in your home and it's hot, trust me, it stinks when it's like that out here. You can cool off a large area with something like this. Now, it's kind of in that mid-range of size. It's too big it's almost too big to put in the camera here, but you'd think it was too small to put on the floor by your legs and cool off a room. But because of the fans and the different oscillation modes and the way they move back and forth, it cools off a very large area quickly. We'll demo that. But another nice thing about it is it's very energy efficient. They say it draws 60 watts. Even with the smallest of, power stations, you could easily power that. And we're going to do 2 things with this. We're going to put it on the ground and actually show you the controls and get a little closer to the actual working mechanisms of it. And we're going to run it on a power station to see how much power it draws. Now, it is very lightweight. You can roll this around. It does have wheels. You may not be able to see it under there, but it does have wheels on there. So you will be able to roll this around wherever you are. If you find one area isn't cooling your house good enough, or your room good enough, move it to another area. One of the things I like about these is you can close off an area. You can take blankets or whatever and hang them over door frames and close off an area and run one of these inside. And that area will get cold while the other areas stay hot, so you're not really wasting a lot of air. And as I said, it is easy to move around with the legs on it. So that's no problem at all. Even with this ridged plastic on my table here, this thing just moves around. Now, you're going to be filling this up. I'm going to show you the back really quick before we get this on the ground. You're going to be filling this up using this reservoir down here. I do have a little bit of water in here because I wanted to test it. Okay? You're going to fill it up. If you want to remove this reservoir, you can. We'll point inside there in a second and I'll show you. You just have to clip the little zip ties that are in there. The zip ties really primarily are in there for shipping so that the pump doesn't jump out. They do not need to stay in there. There's a clip in there that will hold it in place, so we'll show you that in a sec. But you're just going to fill this up with water. Now, this does come with a nice filter on the back here. This is your filter and your pad. This will get wet. Now, this is plastic, so it can be cleaned. Okay? It's kind of a fiber plastic material, but it does soak up the water very well. How this works is basically there's going to be, see all these little jets up here? There's going to be like a waterfall effect coming down here. Okay, and it's going to be coming into here, going into here, and dripping back into this device down here at the bottom. This will wet this. Okay, you notice these go in right about there. This will wet this and keep it wet. It will draw in the hot air, put it through this cold water, and you want the water as cold as possible, and cool you off really, really well. Now you notice I said you want the water as cold as possible. Let me show you what this comes with. Alright, so we're down pointed there. I'll show you the inside in a sec, but that's what these come with. Now these are some kind of fluid filled type material here in plastic, and you're going to stick these in here. Okay, we'll load this up while we're up here. Might as well show you. You're going to stick these in here. You put it back there, and one up top, inside there, and there you go. That will keep your water really, really cold. This piece does come off too, and like I said, once we cut that wire in there, that little zip tie, let me move you in and take a look at it. Move the camera a little. You can see the zip tie over the pump, but you can also see this pump clicks into the sides here, so the zip tie is really unneeded. Now I haven't messed with it because I've not run this and wanted to drain it all out, but when we're done draining it, I will cut it off and we'll drain it out. I'll take this piece out and we'll drain it out. So we're going to fill that area up with water, and this is very efficient with the water. What it does is, like I said, it recycles it. It brings it down here and puts it in this little section here, this little tray, drips into here and refills and repumps through. So it's very efficient. It doesn't lose a lot of water. I ran this for about an hour and a half yesterday, and I really had absolutely no issues with this running out of water or evaporating. Now again, it's not hot here yet, but it was fairly warm in the afternoon, and if we were going to get a lot of evaporation, you would have noticed it. Let me back the camera up a little, and we'll fill this up with some water, and I'll show you how easy that is to do. Alright, so for today, I'm just going to pour a little bit in there. Just enough to cover the little blocks of ice. Now you can use regular ice in these if you want. If you don't like those little blocks, you can just take some regular ice and pour water in it. I know with my larger swamp cooler, I did that. I used to do that. Actually, I'd take the ice and put it over the hole where you drain the water in, and leave the ice there and pour the water over it. And the water, being just tap water, would cool it enough to drop into the machine, and you'd have a machine full of ice water. So it does work very, very well. So we're going to close that up, okay? Let that sit there like that. Now, to run this, I'm just going to show you this right off the bat quickly. To run this here, we're going to turn it around. Okay? Plug it in, and there's your power button. Now we're going to get it on the ground here. Let me show you up top. There you go. These are your power buttons and your different mode settings. So we are going to put this on the ground where you can actually see me using it. And we're going to go from there and see how well this thing works cooling off. Alright, so now that we have it on the ground here, I'm going to show you the controls. We have a power button here, of course. Once that's plugged in, that will be on, but you have to hit it to turn the power on. You have a swing arm here that swings the arms either way. That's your front grates here and your up and down here. So you can change those as however you want. The more you push it, the more they'll kind of move faster or slower. You have a timer here. The timer is for 1, 2, or 4 hours. So if you want to set this up at night, say, and you want it to run for like 2 hours until you're asleep, you can do that. If you want to run it during the daytime, maybe you know it gets cooler later in the day, you can only need to run it for 4 hours, you can do that too. Saves you a little bit of energy. And you have a speed button here, so you've got 1, 2, and 3, so low, medium, and high, and a cool. Now if you just want to use this as a fan, and you don't want the benefits of the evaporative cooling, you can just turn the fan on, and just not turn the cool on. Once you turn that cool on, the water will be pumped up from the bottom into this tray here, which you can see. And you can also fill this tray up top too. There's 2 ways to fill this. If you have this against a wall somewhere and you don't want to pull that back thing out, you can just fill it through up here. They'll start pumping through here, start dripping through the back there, okay? And then we'll go down into that pad and cool you off very well. So let me back up the camera a tiny little bit, and we're going to plug it into a power bank here, my Energizer 600 watt power bank, and we are going to try and get this thing cooling us down. We're going to start it off just as it is, and you know, it's not going to be freezing, it's not going to be boiling hot out here because it's not hot yet. And then once we run this, we're going to try the heat gun again in the front here and see just how cool it is. Alright, I backed up a little bit. As you can see, I have it on the power bank down there. I'm going to turn the power bank on. There you go. Now, as you can see, it's drawing about 6 watts. I don't know if you can see that. It's drawing about 6 watts just on. Let's turn the power on. And they were right on the money. 58, 49, 60 watts on initial initial draw. Now, I don't have anything running here yet. Let's put the swing on so that you'll notice these move very, very, very slowly. At first, you'll think they're not moving at all, but they are moving. I don't know if you can see it on camera. We're not going to mess with the timer because I want this to run continuously. We're going to take the speed up to 3. Say we really want to cool an area down, okay? And we're going to turn the pump on. Now, when I turn the pump on, I'm going to show you in the back here, you'll see that water starts filling. One of the things you can do to make this a little quicker is just make sure that reservoir is spilling over that little edge. I'm just going to put some drinking water in there. So that way it immediately is flowing over the edge and going down into the pad below. So you can do that if you want. You don't have to. I'm getting a steady 70 watts off this with everything on full. Okay, full on 70 watts. Let me see if I can show you that on the camera. There you go. So, pretty darn close to what they said. Let's do a quick reading before we start this mess here. 65 degrees, okay? We're going to let this run for a few minutes, and we're going to see how long and how cold it gets over time. All right, so it's been running for about 5 minutes. Let's give it a little a test here. 61.2. So it's already come down. It's nice and cold, I'll tell you that. And again, too, you're not going to really notice the difference that much because we're not really in a hot, climate right now. It's not really super hot right now. I want to see if these move independently. Yeah, they do. Okay, they're all part of it. Yep. That is really cool, I'll tell you. I can feel it coming off there again. Let me see if I can get the actual pad in front. There we go, 61.2. There you go. So it's definitely cooling off. That will definitely cool down a hot house very, very quickly. For you folks in RVs, for you folks that are overlanders and stuff, this is a very good way to keep your vehicle cool. Very, very handy, very inexpensive, very, very easy on energy, very energy efficient. And not too big and not too heavy of a unit either. And it seems to be doing its job out here. I kind of wish today was 115 outside so I could show you the difference in the area and how it's cooling it off. But I can feel it here. I'm actually cold standing on this side of the camera here. So let's get it back up on the counter, and I will give you the final information on it, price, where you can pick it up, and we'll finish up. So that is the AOLOS, I guess, swamp cooler. Definitely an efficient little device. I'm going to unplug it from here and kind of move it straight now so you can see what's going on with it. There we go. Okay. Now the weight on this, people said, well, how much does it weigh? Without water, this weighs 13.5 pounds, okay? So it's not a super heavy thing. It's not something that you're going to need assistance with lugging around. If you guys have seen my other swamp cooler, it basically looks like an air conditioner on a stand. That thing is so heavy. With water, I'd probably say that adds another 8 pounds to it, or 5 or 6 pounds. The water content in there is 0.8 gallons. So almost a full gallon. I would assume if you fill this thing up to the top and then fill it up top, in that little compartment, you're probably pretty close to a gallon. As we can tell here, you got a water marker on the front here, and it's still full. This ran for about 20 minutes. Granted, not a super long time, and not in humid conditions, not in dry conditions, because it's still winter here. It's I'd guess it's probably about 50 degrees outside right now. So getting it lower than 50 is going to be a bit of a stretch. But it's definitely a lightweight little device. Now the size, 11.6 inches across, 9.6 inches deep, and 22.4 inches tall. Okay, so this isn't a huge unit. However, because you can move these little vents on the inside, you can move these up and down, and these move on their own, it circulates a whole big wide area of coolness. Now, we are going to revisit this once it gets hot out here. I just wanted to get the information out there because they're having a bit of a sale on it right now. It's $134.49, so $135. For the swamp coolers of comparison, comparable size and power, that's about right on the money, so really not that bad. And also, too, this gives you a secondary way to cool things off when the power goes out. Now, regardless of why the power goes out, if it's some kind of massive cyber attack, EMP, whatever, grid down failure, or just a stupid bird landing on the wrong part of a power pole, you're going to be able to keep yourself cool in the summer when it gets really hot. So, that is the AOLOS Swamp Cooler. I am really pleased with it so far. I've been messing around with it now for about 2 to 3 days. We are going to revisit this once it gets hot. Unfortunately, it's kind of early, but this is a good time to get in on these things because things get more expensive as the summer gets closer. Things run out of stock, and especially with today's supply chains, get yourself something cool right now instead of waiting till later. Don't forget, I will put a link down below to pick this up. It's on Amazon. Don't forget our store down below that as well. Underneath that, I have our Jace case. These are emergency prescribed antibiotics prescribed by a doctor for you after an online consultation. They do have something new, and I kind of wanted to let you guys know about it. They've launched the website now, so any minor, a parent of a minor, children ages 12 to 17, they're able to prescribe drugs for them. Now, this includes any kind of maintenance or lifestyle type drug, any kind of high blood pressure, whatever. They are approved to do this now. You will have to, as a parent, go online, enter your information as well as theirs, things like their birthday, their height, their weight, ability to swallow pills. And the parent will enter their information as well, their email, contact, and upload their ID. And you'll be able to order for that too. So now not only can you keep the adults in your family safe, you can also keep your children safe as well. The link for that will be underneath my store. I wanted to make sure you guys check that out. But normally what you do is just go on order, do a consultation online, and you can get your emergency antibiotics delivered to you, prescribed by an American doctor, American antibiotics, not ordering overseas from God knows where, hoping the stuff works in an emergency. All right, underneath that are freeze-dried wholesalers. Don't forget that. You click that link, you save 15% on any freeze-dried food. I've got a ton of ideas for the next freeze-dried video. We're going to be doing some chicken teriyaki, actually, I think, or sesame chicken. I'm not sure which one yet. But I want to show you how we can do that using the freeze-dried wholesaler food. So the cool thing about freeze-dried wholesalers is not only do you get 15% off for clicking my link, but it all comes a la carte. There's no packaged meals. You're buying chicken, you're buying beef, you're buying venison, pork, whatever you want, even up to filet mignon, you make it your way. You don't have to do anything, out of the ordinary. You just cook it as you would normal food. Once it's rehydrated, and you're good to go. Some of it's even pre-cooked too. So we'll get into that later. And our My Patriot Supply link, that's preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com, this month's special 4-week kit, $50 off. Don't forget to check it out. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store as well. I've been with Thrive now for a good, I want to say 5 years now. Really enjoying their food. I use it regularly as well as store it. So check them out as well. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.